the pulse that brings order to chaos, Loros, Manual, Living Guide to Soul Reprogramming, NLP, Quantum and Arcturian Biodecoding, Narekaka, Quantum Opening. What if your mind were an ocean capable of teaching the sky new constellations? What if every emotion were a wind you could invite, listen to, and transform into music? Today we open an inner laboratory where science, spirit, and poetry join hands. We are not here to deny our humanity. We are here to consecrate it. We are here to remember that chaos is not the enemy. It is sacred clay waiting to take shape. Pumdras 1. Deep Gaze. The personal myth and the soul's journey. Life speaks to us in metaphors. Some are born with storms in their cradle, and others with sunrises in their pockets. But all of us, without exception, are called to turn noise into rhythm. The Arcturian order. It is named the art of polishing frequency. Every human story is a crystal with unique veins. The task is not to resemble another crystal, but to become transparent to the light that dwells within you. Imagine your biography as a great river. On the shore stand the archetypes. The warrior of tenderness, who learns to defend without hardening. The priestess of coherence, who deciphers silences. The solar child, who enters labyrinths with a thread of joy. The wandering healer, who recognizes that his wound is a map, that every symptom, every crisis, every repetition is just another messenger saying, return home, not to the house of habits, but to the house of meaning. The transpersonal whispers to us, you are not your trauma, you are the space where trauma is transfigured. The humanist adds, your drive for self-actualization is stronger than your fear, and the language of the soul, patient and crystalline, declares, unity is unity. It holds you even when you think you are falling. The hero's journey happens within. We cross thresholds, from judgment to understanding, from control to contact, from fear to mystery, from the mask to authenticity. And like any good journey, we return to our village with a fire. The ability to co-create what previously seemed immutable. Teresere tereratu. Scientific and psychological foundations. Mind, neuroplasticity, and embodied presence. Neuroscience probes with instruments what the ancients called spirit. The mind is plastic. Changing your thinking changes synaptic connections. Changing habits changes neural architecture. This doesn't mean denying pain, but rather learning to dialogue with it. Humanistic psychology anchors us in unconditional acceptance and creative responsibility. I don't choose what happened to me, but I choose how I turn it into a path. Transpersonal psychology opens horizons of purpose, transcendence, and expanded states of consciousness. From that expansion, practices such as conscious breathing and visualization generate cardiorespiratory coherence, which promotes emotional regulation and clarity. NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, offers us pragmatic models to reframe meanings, anchor emotional resources, change the submodalities of internal images, and align logical levels, environment, behaviors, capabilities, beliefs, identity, and purpose. In addition to that, the philosophy of Buddhist emptiness. Remember that no emotion is a solid block. Every phenomenon is interdependent and ever-changing. That is why we do not fight against the waves, we learn to surf them. Christ consciousness offers us unity and active compassion. It is the science of the heart that says what heals in me. It benefits the whole fabric. When the self becomes porous to love, the world ceases to be a battlefield and begins to be a workshop of alchemy. 3. Applied biodecoding. The body, that parchment that does not lie. The body does not betray us, it translates us. Every muscle tension is an underline, every symptom a subtitle. Without replacing medical attention, this text is meant to add, not to substitute, biodecoding. It explores symbolic correspondences between emotions and tissues. Throat, conflict of expression, truth withheld, fear of being out of tune. Path, free the voice with breathing, toning chants, unsent letters. Stomach, difficulty digesting situations, self-demand, self-attack. Path, eat mindfully, chew slowly, name what is indigestible and reframe it. Liver, repressed anger, accumulated injustices, invaded boundaries. Path, active forgiveness practices, clear, sane, and visible boundaries. Knees, flexibility in the face of change, pride that refuses to bend. Path, gratitude rituals, gentle stretches, phrases of humility, consciously. Skin, boundaries, belonging, contact, safety, when something brushes against me or I isolate myself. Path, conscious contact, self-hug, boundary hygiene, gradual exposure. Example, real life. Marta repeatedly gets a sore throat before speaking in public. In her timeline, childhood criticism appears. Instead of forcing herself, she learns to ritualize her voice. 3 breaths, hand on her chest, seed phrase, my truth matters. The symptoms decrease as the incongruence between desire and action is reduced. The key is not to heal against the body, but to cooperate with it. Ask it what it needs. Listen to its answers, which appear as images, intuitions or urges to move in a certain way, and respond with coherent actions. Breguro. 4. Quantum NLP tools. Reprogramming laboratory. Step by step. NLP, quantum. Here it means applying classical techniques in the light of a metaphysics of unity. I change in myself what I wish to offer to the field. The K. 4-1. Alignment of logical levels. 10. 15 memine. Yun. Around. Where? When? With whom do I want this transformation? Write your scene. 2. Behaviors. What will I do differently? List observable behaviors. 3. Capabilities. What internal and external skills will I activate? Listening, pauses, boundaries. 4. Beliefs. What affirmations support me? Pehuata, my voice is valuable. 5. Identity. Who am I when I act this way? Pehuata, I am a presence that brings order with love. 6. Purpose, transcendence. For what greater purpose? Pepejoy. So that my inner people may breathe? Closure, breathe and feel. Alignment as a luminous axis, crown, heart, navel, ground. 4.2. Reframing of meaning. 7,000. Identify a blocking situation. Write down the old core meaning. If I make a mistake, I am rejected. Find 3 contexts where that meaning is not true. Create a bridge core meaning. If I make a mistake, I learn. Those who love dialogue. Practice the new meaning out loud with broad chest breathing. 4.3. Resource anchoring. 5 to 8 mind. Evoke a resourceful state, calm, courage, tenderness. Intensify it with breathing. In the emotional peak, activate a physical anchor. Press thumb and index finger together. Repeat 3 times at different moments throughout the day. Test it. Bring up a challenging memory and activate the anchor. Observe the change. Raka, Piraspor. Swish of submodalities. 7.10 min. Image A. Blockage. Dark, close, large. Image B. Resourceful self. Bright, clear, with warm sound. Do a quick swish. B. It gets bigger while A becomes small and distant. Repeat 7 times. Finish with breathing. Place a gentle smile. Seal the new circuit. Clack up. 4.5. Integration of parts. 15 and 20 min. Identify 2 parties in conflict. E.g., the one who wants to move forward and the one who protects. Listen to the positive intention of each part. Invite them to co-create a third part that accomplishes both intentions with new media. Do you feel the body? When warmth or relief appears, integrate it with breath and gratitude. Acharakrasa 4.6. Quantum timeline. Respectful rewriting. 15 min. Visualize your timeline as a path. Travel to the key event without re-victimizing yourself. Arrive with your current resources, your adult self, your guides, your breath. Give your inner child a tool, a word, a light, a security blanket. Observe how the emotional imprint changes when you return to the present. Write down a physical gesture that symbolizes integration. Hand on your heart. Posture. Forum 7. Microprotocols of coherence. 3 to 4 minutes each. 363. Inhale for 3. Hold for 6. Exhale for 3. 5 cycles. Seal word. Choose one. Peg. Clarity. Whisper as you exhale. 360 gaze before. Slowly scan the room with your eyes. Your nervous system understands, I am safe. Number 5. Spiritual perspective and Christ consciousness. Unity, compassion, and service. Christ consciousness is not a dogma, it is a state of the heart. To perceive the essential dignity in every being. When I look this way, my story stops being a sentence and becomes a service. Buddhism of emptiness adds, the isolated self is a useful illusion. In truth, we are connection. Psychomagic proposes symbolic acts that speak the language of the unconscious. If I lacked a hug, I hug myself. Every morning, with the name I was denied, if my voice was silenced, I write my testimony, and I keep it in a blue box that says, truth. From the Arcturian perspective, the universe is geometric music. Thought, emotion, action. They must be tuned. When I sing, I can't. I sing out of tune. When I speak, I am learning. The integration orchestra adjusts. Christ does not ask us for perfection. He invites us to practice courageous tenderness, to look our shadows in the face, to take responsibility, and to keep loving. Keys to this perspective. 1. Unity. What I deny in myself, I chase outside. What I embrace becomes peaceful. 2. Active compassion. It is not pity, it is commitment to flourishing. 3. Coherence. To speak, feel, and act as one single phrase. 4. Service. Your gift is not to accumulate shine, but to light the way. DS. 6. Integrative ritual. 33 days of coherence, heart, mind, body. This ritual does not replace medical or therapeutic support when needed. It complements them. Duration, 33 consecutive days. Time, 27 to 40 minutes per day. Materials, notebook, glass of water, sacred object, stone, candle, photo, soft music, cauldron. Morning, 12 to 15 minutes 1, programmed water, 20 hours. Take the glass with both hands and say, I consecrate this day to consciousness, coherence and tenderness. Drink with presence. 2. Breathing. 363. 3 min. 3. Brief alignment of levels. 4 min. Choose one behavior, one belief, support, one image of your identity. 4. Anchoring. 3-4 min. It evokes a resource. Calm, courage. Activates the thumb index gesture. Weaponry. Anona. Midday 5-7 min. 1. Somatic checkup domino. From scalp to toe, record tensions. 2. Micro reframing. 3 min. Take the event of the morning and reframe it with gratitude. 3. 360-degree view. 1-2 min. Weaponry. Afternoon 10-12 min. 1. Mini timeline. 5-7-1000. Visit a memory activated that day. Give him a resource. 2. Psychomagic act. 5-1000. Write a sentence that needed to be uploaded and place it below your Mumbaba Serenoche 57 min 1 gratitude for 3 things. 2 min 2 hand to the heart. Plas word seal. 2 min 3 viewing. On 3 min. Imagine the you of tomorrow acting with beauty. Variance by symptom. Throat. 3 minutes of vibration. With soft sound. Letter, right? Not scent. Stomach, chewing, conscious eating, timing, phrase. I choose to digest at my own pace. Liver, list of love limits, non-negotiables, flats, side stretches. Knees, 5 conscious bows to life I choose, flexibility with dignity. Skin, Self-Hug 60S. Imagine a dawn which defines your friendly contour. Dario Osorio 7. Cases, practices, and examples to integrate into everyday life. Dario Osorio, Case A. I always give more than I receive. Biodecoding. Wound of recognition and belonging. NLP. Reframe giving as honest exchange. Anchor the feeling of sufficiency. ACT. Prepare a small altar with 2 containers. Every time I give, I also put something in mine. A note of achievement, a long breath, a tea. Christ. Remember that love is not sacrificed, it is offered with wisdom. Case. Case B. Fear of failure. Neuroplasticity. Train successful mental rehearsal. 5-mind day. Change the activation pattern. NLP. Swish of submodalities. The image of the mistake shrinks. The image of learning lights up. Biodecoding. Listen to your stomach and back. Charge. Take care of your rest. Buddhism. Contemplate interdependence. No one succeeds or fails alone. Everything is a network. PI. Kasasi. Recurring conflicts with an authority figure. Archetypes. The structuring father seeks to be healed. NLP. Integration of parts, the one that rebels and the one that seeks guidance. Psychomagic act. Write a letter to your symbolic father thanking him for 3 imaginary lessons he has taught you. Read it in front of a tree. Christ. Transform empty obedience into responsible listening. Dower Sauso 8. Practical reprogramming map. 4-week plan. Week 1. Foundations. Breathing habits. Pelas. Seal word. Somatic record and gratitude diaries. Alignment of levels. Short. Every morning. Week 2. Reframing and boundaries. Reframe 1 daily situation. Design 5 loving boundaries, written down and communicated calmly, resource anchoring, practice 2 to 3 times a day. Week 3. Deepening. Timeline of 2 foundational memories, weekly psychomagic acts, voice hug, truth, visualization of self, coherent future. Week 4. Service and expansion. Choose a small, frequent, conscious act of service. Progress evaluation. 3 concrete, observable changes. Closing ritual. Give thanks to your body, your parts, your lineage. Short. 9. The goldsmithing of language. High coherence affirmations. Affirmations are not magic spells unless they are felt. Use them after breathing and with a slight smile. My truth serves and is expressed with beauty. I am a field of loving order that harmonizes my environment. I learn quickly and with tenderness. Life accompanies me. My boundaries are well-drawn bridges. I honor my lineage and choose to continue from compassion. My body is a teacher, not an enemy. I listen to it and cooperate. Repeat 3 times, slowly, allowing images and sensations. If resistance appears, thank it. It is a part that protected you. Say thank you for taking care of me, and continue. Abreeze 10. Philosophy of emptiness applied to daily life. Emptiness is not absence, it is fertile space. When I make space, options appear. How is it practiced? Breathe before responding. 3 1-second silences open up universes. Name what you feel without justifying it. I feel tension and I need clarity. Let go of winning arguments and choose to understand processes. Celebrate micro changes. Greatness is the accumulation of small acts of coherence. Emptiness also teaches us not to cling to rigid images of ourselves. If yesterday you were resistance, today you can be a learner. Identity is not a cage, it's a dance. Walker 11. Powerful questions for your journal. Answer without rushing. 1. What part of me still believes it must earn the right to breathe? 2. What do I know how to do beautifully that I still hide? 3. If my wound were a teacher, what lesson does it give me each time? 4. How does my no sound when it is loving and firm? 5. What small ritual can I repeat for 33 days without forcing myself? Ana 0. 12. Arcturian mystical integration, geometry of the heart. Close your eyes and visualize a translucent octahedron in your chest. Each face represents a dimension: clarity, tenderness, truth, boundaries, humor, patience, joy, wisdom. With each inhale, the octahedron pulses. With each exhale, it sends waves to your cells. Notice how your body responds. Allow a word to emerge. That will be your mantra for the season. Write it down in your notebook. Place it somewhere visible. Every time you say it, the octahedron remembers its shape. 13. Internal conversation guide, from judge to mentor. Change your inner dialogue from "why again" to "what do you need now?" The judge punishes. The mentor supports. 3 useful scripts. When you make a mistake. Making mistakes is information that I adjust with tenderness. When you compare yourself, his rhythm is not mine. What's the next step? Gentle? When anxiety rises, I am safe, here and now. Respite. One small thing I can do. Meruo Raro 14. Social micro-rituals. Bringing the sky into the conversation. Agree on rhythms. Would you prefer me to tell you or ask you? First, validate without giving up limits. I understand your point. Mine is this, and I will take care of it. Closing with gratitude. Thank you for this conversation. I'm taking X with me, and I will do Y. Nera, Io, Quinte. Notes on loving safety. If you are going through intense pain, persistent symptoms, or a crisis, seek professional support. These practices are complementary. They do not replace medical or psychological treatment. Your process is sacred. Don't rush. Trust in gentle homoconstancy. Harvest tomorrow. High vibration closing. Master phrase. No, I didn't come to control the storm. I came to learn the language of the winds. Quantum challenge. Next 24 hours. 1. Practice 3 cycles of 3-6-3 breathing before your first important conversation. 2. Communicate a boundary with a calm tone and a kind look. 3. Write a letter of gratitude to your body. You don't need to send it to anyone. Name at least 5 things it allows you to do today. Arga Krakar's activation code. Say it 9 times with your hand on your heart and soft eyes. Andrael Shamaur Kirtaum. Which means I align and radiate love. I walk with purpose. At the end, imagine an aurora over your skin. The field knows that this text finds you as a living tool, a compass that doesn't dictate routes, but ignites guidance. Remember, you are both river and shore, wound and medicine, traveler and home. With love, Anrail,